Hello friends, now we will summarize the characteristic of ideal op-amp. So whatever characteristic we have seen till now, we will summarize those characteristics one by one. Let us talk about input bias current. For ideal op-amp, of course, the input bias current, if you remember, that is basically the average of current entering at non-inverting terminal and current entering at inverting terminal of the op-amp. That is nothing but input bias current. I repeat that. That is average of bias current entering at input terminal and that is in non-inverting input terminal and inverting terminal. So bias current, we have already defined that is average of these two currents, and ideally for ideal op-amp, remember the bias current is 0. Please remember that. Second, input offset current. Input offset current is again, if you remember, that is input offset current is the magnitude of difference of biasing current entering at non-inverting and inverting terminals of op-amp, and ideally this is also 0. Ideally the input offset current is 0. Ideally input bias current is 0. Third, input, that is input offset voltage. And if you remember, input offset voltage is what? First we will see, when you don't apply any input here, when both terminals are grounded, you get some output voltage. That voltage is called output offset voltage. To reduce that output offset voltage to 0, I need to apply some differential input voltage. That differential input voltage required to reduce the output voltage to 0 is called input offset voltage, and input offset voltage for an ideal op-amp is again 0. Fourth one, that is output offset voltage. The output offset voltage for an ideal op-amp is again equal to 0. Remember this. Fine. So these are the characteristics for ideal op-amp. Then next one, that is common mode gain. That is common mode gain. The common mode gain for an ideal op-amp is always 0. Remember this point. Then we have common mode rejection ratio. The common mode rejection ratio of an op-amp is the ratio of magnitude of differential gain to the common mode gain, and for ideal op-amp common mode gain is 0. So for ideal op-amp this is infinite. Please remember this point. So ideally the common mode rejection ratio of an op-amp is infinite. Fine. So there can be question on it. Please remember this. Then we have next one, that is slew rate, and we have already defined slew rate is the maximum rate of change of output voltage without introducing any distortion, and the slew rate for an ideal op-amp is infinite. Please do remember these characteristics. There can be questions based on any of these characteristics, and in fact there are a lot of questions based on the characteristic of an ideal op-amp in different competitive exams, including GATE exam, of course, GATE and engineering services prelims exam. Now we will see few more characteristics that is for ideal op-amp. Let us see those characteristics. For ideal op-amp, what should be the input impedance? Let us talk about input impedance for ideal op-amp. So eighth characteristic, for ideal op-amp, input impedance is infinite. Please remember this. The input impedance for ideal op-amp is infinite. Output impedance for ideal op-amp is 0. Please remember this. Fine. Then open loop gain for an ideal op-amp is infinite. So there are a lot of questions on this. So please remember these characteristics for ideal op-amp. Especially in engineering services prelims, you will find questions on these topics. Then another one, that is bandwidth. So bandwidth of ideal op-amp is what? Bandwidth of ideal op-amp is infinite. Fine. Then there is another small topic, that is the voltage transfer characteristic of op-amp. We know the output voltage of op-amp is function of what? The function of basically the input voltage and gain. I repeat that. For ideal op-amp, the output voltage is function of the differential input voltage and gain. That is, for ideal op-amp, V0 is open loop gain and differential input voltage. Differential input voltage. So if you see, that is, I will say voltage transfer characteristic of ideal op-amp. Fine, or we can say ideal characteristics. So ideally, you see the output voltage of op-amp as a function of differential input is linear function. That is a linear function like this. Fine. So I will draw the circuit again, or symbol again. This is output voltage, this is plus VCC, this is minus VEE, this is inverting terminal, non-inverting terminal, this is inverting terminal, this is VD, and this is open loop gain. Fine. So from here it is very much clear, output is linear function of input, so it varies linearly, but this is not applicable for whole range. After certain value of input, the output becomes constant, and that voltage is plus Vsat. That is positive voltage on positive saturated voltage, right? Similarly on this side, after certain value of input, it gets saturated on this side. Fine, minus Vsat. So this is known as the ideal characteristic or ideal voltage transfer characteristic of op-amp. Remember one thing, on positive side, plus Vsat is always less than plus Vcc. On negative side, minus Vsat, magnitude is always less than the magnitude of VE. Fine. That means the level of saturation voltage on positive side is always less than VCC, and level of saturation voltage on negative side is always less than the level VEE. So saturated output cannot be more than the value of power supply voltage of the op-amp. So this is the ideal voltage transfer characteristic. So whatever you have discussed, try to remember all the points, because there are lot of objective type questions from these characteristics of ideal op-amp. Fine. So, and this is important especially from engineering services point of view. So in next video I will be talking about the frequency response of operational amplifiers. Thank you very much for watching the video.